Mercedes hasn't really had an amazing Formula 1 season this year, and the results surely reflect that. They're struggling to win races, and no one seems to understand the exact reason why. Everyone seems to be pointing fingers, and Lewis Hamilton is behind one of the biggest accusations of them all. Hamilton has accused Wolff, blaming him for the recent poor run of form. After the recent sprint race concluded on Saturday, the championship hopes for Mercedes are not looking very high. It's not looking like Hamilton believes this can be turned around, as he has said that Wolff has continuously hindered the progress of the team. Lewis started out at the 13th position at the beginning of the race, and he dropped 2 places not long after the race started. He was only able to get back to the 14th position a few moments before the race ended. This is but one of the disappointing performances they've had so far, with the whole team frustrated and desperate to win. This poor run of form is highly unusual, seeing as Mercedes are an 8-time world champion with a lot of talent and skill at their disposal. When asked about the disappointing results they've gathered so far, Hamilton indirectly threw Mercedes' title hopes away with his reply. "A lot of work is going into the background, and it is what it is. This is what we have. We haven't gotten it right this year, but everyone is working as hard as they can to correct it. This is the situation that we are faced with right now. And we are not fighting for the championship anymore, but we are fighting to understand this car and improve the progress through the year. This is all we can hope for right now." Hamilton also believes that Mercedes have gone through rescue missions in races for the last few weekends. However, he's also very optimistic about the team's ability to overcome this difficulty and get back to winning ways. "The team has been through many bad years because most of the people I've been working with have been here for more than 20 years. It wasn't the greatest of years in 2013, but we've had great years since then, and we stick together and try to motivate everyone." The 7-time champion didn't have a particularly good weekend, as he experienced some difficulties in the just concluded Sunday race. These difficulties caused him to finish 13th. After some research was done, it was discovered that the car Hamilton drove had several issues. He was behind the AlphaTauri, which was driven by Pierre Gasly for a huge part of the race, causing even more frustration on the star-studded driver. Many fans have pointed out that he should have outpaced him, seeing as Hamilton's car was way faster than Gasly's. "I found it really frustrating, and I just wanted to move forward. I wasn't able to get close enough to overtake him. I was just a bit of a sitting duck today." To that end, Mercedes team boss Toto Wolff publicly apologised to Lewis Hamilton, expressing his apologies for giving him an undeliverable car. This race has dashed Hamilton's title hopes, and he was even publicly embarrassed after being lapped by talented driver Max Verstappen. If they don't start getting victories, they risk falling even further down the table. Gasly also commented on the race, stating how powerless he felt during the race. When asked about their battle on the racetrack, Gasly said that he and Hamilton felt trapped and could not move up further from their current positions. "It was probably the only thing that happened the whole race. He was stuck behind me, and I was stuck behind the Williams car. That car was stuck with the car head, and so on. It was just a train. So yeah, it wasn't a particularly exciting race, and frankly it was quite frustrating. Even with the DRS, we are not able to make it round and try to set ourselves up for a move. We know when you have a bad qualifying. We made a mistake in quality, and when you start from the back it's always extremely difficult, and I think we paid the price this weekend." Gasly didn't think holding Hamilton back was that difficult, emphasising how smooth it was. "Well, I would not say easy, but it wasn't too hard." Hamilton had a lot to say about his frustration in recent races when asked, and some of his statements rocked the Formula 1 fanbase to its core. "It's been very difficult, and it's definitely not easy, but we all feel it as a team. So apologies to everyone that I wasn't able to do so." He also does not approve of Wolff's leadership skills and blames him for the team being so lacklustre and mediocre lately. Despite the poor run of form, Mercedes thinks they can turn things around in their favour and fix the issues preventing them from clinching victories. Hamilton mentioned how everyone's working together to figure out what the problem is in order to get back to winning ways, and how he believes everything will be back to normal soon enough. "I think the team is, as I said, everyone is feeling it. Everyone is heads down, trying their best to solve this problem. So there's no one that's giving up, and everyone's just trying to move forward as fast as they can." Hamilton then went on ahead to bash the car's performance level, stating its most obvious weaknesses. While the car is far superior to the AlphaTauri, as Hamilton's teammate George has seen, it lacks straight-line speed and handling. Many fans agree with this fact, and this has even been agreed on by one of Mercedes' newcomer drivers. Russell, the newcomer driver, said that the practice sessions he had with the car topped all the speed charts, but failed to win and take the advantage due to a lack of straight-line speed. It was tricky in these sprint races. I don't know what the rest of the race was like, but it was processional from where we were. The race wasn't long enough to get some type degradation there and to have some big differences between the drivers and cars. We've got a lot of work to do. The car is faster, but we just don't have the speed and the strength to actually move forward. Here, you've got the small kinks in the straight, and there's only one overtaking opportunity, so that halted our progress. Hamilton is certainly feeling all the frustration right now as he's continued to let people down for the past few matches. He has faced bad form since the start of Q2, while his teammate has been doing excellently well. As mentioned earlier, much of his frustrations are being channeled to Toto Wolff, the Mercedes team boss. According to several reports, the duo was seen outside engaging in a very heated conversation after the race. Some of the reports state that they were arguing about how Mercedes was acting and preparing for qualification, and the fight between them was because of the tension due to the poor results they've been getting week after week. But after being asked about this, Wolff was very quick to dismiss the claims, stating that the conversation was nothing more than them expressing their mutual frustration and figuring out the problems keeping them from clinching the top spot. He also said they were talking about the tyre warm-up issues that they experienced during the match. It's quite funny how it's being interpreted. Lewis and I shared a similar frustration that we were not able to extract lap 1 performance and how annoying it was, but it was basically the same point of view and just sheer anger. There is no division and there is no blaming or anything like that. There's pressure in the system, but I would say it's the necessary pressure we need to get things right. Nobody on the team is anywhere near enjoying the ride at the moment, and this team can't wait to get back to winning ways. We've done this in the past, and we just need to dig ourselves out of that hole again. One thing's for sure though, Hamilton is utterly frustrated. He's currently dissatisfied with the Mercedes car's current pace. Wolff said he acknowledges that and saw Hamilton's efforts to keep the team's title chances alive during the match. He mentioned and acknowledged this fact during the post-sprint debrief, in which Hamilton stayed in the 14th position. Being involved in this, we all have our good moments and our bad moments. We have the optimism and pessimism. But as it stands, we just came out of the engineering team discussion, and it was really to say what were the avenues that we need to embark upon. So I see no difference in that determination and passion for sorting this out and for getting ourselves back in the game, for winning races and fighting for championships. Telling interviewers how he felt about the meeting, he said, "That's exactly the discussion we just had a few minutes ago." There is currently a lot of optimism in the Mercedes team, as the team strongly believes that they can turn these results around in their favour. However, despite the optimism, Wolff agreed with Hamilton, who said that the title hopes were getting dimmer. We are 4 races in, and today probably marks the worst of these 4 races. Obviously, we are not anywhere near the fight going on at the front, and it would be very unrealistic to still claim to have a slot among the frontrunners, currently fighting for the championship. Judging from this, it seems like Mercedes has turned their efforts to working on developing their car in preparation for the next race and season. Despite this, Hamilton remains pessimistic, saying that all these car improvements would not change the fortunes of the team during the next race if strategic planning and other issues are not addressed. Lots of drivers are looking forward to showcasing their talents in Miami, but Hamilton isn't exactly stoked. I can't say that I'm particularly looking forward to it at the moment, but I'm sure during the week I'll get into a positive frame of mind. I'll be at the factory every other day till then to work with the guys to see what we can improve. It's obvious that Mercedes will work out their issues soon enough and get back to winning ways. Now that they've had no amount of success during the first 4 races, they will now focus on producing stellar performances for the rest of the season. If Hamilton and Wolff can handle their differences and silent beef, that is. I'm sure the video on screen will interest you. Click on it.